All right, so get ready, because today we're going deep on something that might just completely change how you think about your health.
Oh, really? Lay it on me.
Okay, so we're talking about this, well, unexpected link between dehydration and, get this, high cholesterol.
Huh. Interesting. Most people, when they think high cholesterol, they immediately jump to, like, diet and genetics, right?
Exactly.
But
Right.
what if there's more to it? What if we're missing something?
Well, that's what we're going to dig into today. So we're looking at the work of this expert in hydration science, Dr. Faridun Batmangalij.
Okay.
And he suggests that, get this, chronic dehydration could actually be a trigger for high cholesterol. Pretty wild, right?
Yeah, that's definitely not the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, it's kind of out there, but we're going to break it down. But first, maybe just a quick, cholesterol 101.
Yeah, good idea. Make sure we're all on the same page, right?
Exactly, exactly. So cholesterol, it's not all bad, right? There are different types,
Yeah.
LDL, that's the bad kind.
Yeah.
It's often compared to like a delivery truck.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah, carrying junk food, and clogging up your arteries.
Okay.
And then there's HDL, the good kind, which is more like a garbage truck,
Okay.
taking the trash away, keeping things clean.
That's a great way to think about it. So high cholesterol, specifically, high LDL, it's a problem because it increases your risk of heart disease.
Right, exactly.
But so where does dehydration fit into all of this?
Right. So that's where Dr. Batmangalij's theory comes in.
Okay.
He argues that essentially dehydration, it could be like a hidden contributor to high cholesterol.
Okay.
He calls it like a cellular protection mechanism.
Yeah.
Basically, when you're dehydrated, your body's like, whoa, got to conserve water.
Yeah.
It goes into conservation mode. So one way it does this is by producing more cholesterol to act as kind of a sealant
Yeah.
for your cell membranes,
Oh.
preventing water loss.
So the body's like building a dam to keep
Mhm.
the water in?
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And, his second point kind of builds on that. He calls it a structural emergency.
Okay.
And he suggests that cholesterol also uh, helps stabilize cell membranes, when water is scarce, so they don't just collapse.
So like reinforcing the walls of a building during a strong wind.
Yes, exactly. So it's like, in a way, our bodies are trying to protect us, right? By producing more cholesterol when we're dehydrated. But then the unintended consequences,
Ah.
higher cholesterol levels in our blood, which of course isn't a good thing.
Right. It's like the survival mechanism's backfiring.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but is there any science to back this up?
Yeah, that's the question, right? And while Dr. Batmangalij's work, it's, been somewhat controversial,
Yeah.
there is some research out there that supports a connection between dehydration and cholesterol.
Interesting. Like what?
Well, for example, there was this 2008 study by Stuckey and colleagues,
Okay.
and they found that increasing water intake actually led to improvements in lipid profiles,
Oh, wow.
meaning lower LDL, so that's the bad cholesterol, lower triglycerides, and higher HDL, the good cholesterol.
Wow.
And, get this, they even saw weight loss
Oh, really?
in the participants who drank more water.
So drinking more water could help with cholesterol A&D with weight management.
That's what this study suggests. It's pretty amazing. And, going back even further to 1976,
Okay.
there was research by Kleinzeller and McAvoy, and they confirmed that dehydration triggers cholesterol production, like at a cellular level,
Interesting.
as like a protective response. So our cells are pretty smart, right?
Yeah, it's like they have this ancient wisdom, like they know how to adapt and survive.
Yeah, exactly. And here's another interesting finding.
Okay.
A 2009 study by Koikawa and his team, they looked at different types of water
Okay.
and their effects on cholesterol. And they found that mineral-rich water, specifically deep sea water and bicarbonated water,
Oh, wow.
showed, promising results in improving cholesterol levels.
Huh. So it's not just how much water you drink, but what kind of water you drink.
That's what their research suggests.
Interesting.
And this brings up, an interesting question, right?
Yeah, what's that?
If something as simple as water could potentially have such a significant impact on our health,
Right.
why isn't there more research on this?
Yeah. Why isn't there?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it's one that I think you have some thoughts on, right?
I do, yeah. I think we have to consider, the role of the pharmaceutical industry.
All right.
Think about it. Water, it's readily available, right? You can't patent it.
Right.
So there's no profit to be made from big studies on the benefits of water.
Hmm.
It's much more lucrative to develop and market new drugs, right?
So you're saying that there's a lack of financial incentive for like big pharma to fund research on something like water,
Exactly.
even if it could have a significant impact on, our health.
Right. And that's why it's so important for people to, to be their own health advocate.
Yep.
We need to do our research to stay informed and make choices, choices that support our well-being
Right.
even when those choices aren't profitable for big corporations.
I hear you. So let's talk about what we can actually do
Yeah.
to stay properly hydrated. Like, what are some practical steps people can take?
Well, a good starting point is, aim to drink half your body weight in ounces of water each day.
Okay.
So, for example, if you weigh, let's say, 150 pounds, you would aim for around 75 ounces of water daily.
And I think it's important to remember, it's better to sip water throughout the day than to like
Yeah.
chug it all at once.
Yeah, right.
Small, consistent sips, that's key.
Yeah. And another important tip is to start your day with water. You wake up dehydrated,
Right.
after all those hours of sleep.
Yeah, I like to keep a glass of water by my bed
Oh, that's a good idea.
so I can, just drink it as soon as I wake up.
Yeah. Smart.
And here's another one I found helpful. Drinking water about 30 minutes before meals.
Okay.
It can help with digestion, and it prevents you from diluting your stomach acid during meals.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's a good one. And don't forget about electrolytes, right?
Right.
Like adding a pinch of sea salt to your water can help with mineral balance
Okay.
and improve hydration. You can also, eat your water, they say,
Oh, yeah.
by eating, water-rich foods,
Like what's
watermelon,
urine?
cucumbers,
Yeah, those are good ones.
oranges. And on the other hand, caffeine and alcohol,
Oh.
they can actually dehydrate you.
Yeah.
So, enjoy them in moderation,
Yeah, good point.
but make sure you're balancing them with plenty of water.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about, finding what works for you and making hydration a sustainable part of your daily routine.
Yeah, it's like anything else. The more we practice a healthy habit, the more it just becomes second nature. And the more we understand the why behind it, the more motivated we are to stick with it.
Totally. And knowing that, proper hydration could impact our cholesterol levels, that's a pretty good reason to make water your go-to.
Absolutely. It's all about connecting the dots between, our actions and our health outcomes.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes those connections are, more surprising than we might expect, like this whole dehydration and cholesterol thing.
It really makes you think, right?
Yeah, it does. It's a reminder that our bodies are complex, and that even small changes can have, ripple effects.
It's all connected.
Yeah, exactly. But hydration is just one piece of the puzzle, right?
Right.
So let's move on to some other important factors that can influence cholesterol levels, like diet and exercise. We'll dive into that in part 2.
Sounds good. I'm looking forward to it.
So, as we were talking about big pharma and like the whole financial incentive thing,
Yeah.
it really got me thinking about, how important it is for us to like really be informed and advocate for our own health.
Absolutely. We can't just like sit back and wait for, for someone to tell us what to do.
Right.
Sometimes the simplest solutions, they're the most powerful.
Yeah. Like staying hydrated.
Exactly.
Yeah. And when you really think about Dr. Batmanglige's theory, it makes you question some of the like conventional wisdom,
Yeah, for sure.
about how to manage cholesterol.
Totally. And, it also makes you think about all the other ways dehydration might be affecting us.
Right. If it can impact cholesterol,
Yeah.
what else is it doing?
Exactly. Like there's so much research coming out now looking at, the role of hydration in everything,
Wow.
from cognitive function to kidney health.
Wow. So it's much more important than we think.
It really is. It's not just about, quenching your thirst.
Mhm.
It's about like providing your body with this essential element
Yeah.
that it needs to function properly.
And to be honest, I think most of us, we probably don't drink enough water,
I think you're right.
We might be chronically dehydrated and not even realize it.
Yeah, that's why that rule of thumb,
Yeah.
half your body weight in ounces.
Right.
It's a good place to start.
Yeah, it is. It's a good reminder. And remember, those needs can, they can vary.
Oh, of course.
depending on your activity level, the climate you live in, your overall health.
For sure. Like if you're, working out, sweating a lot, or if
Right.
it's, super hot outside.
You're going to need more,
Yeah, exactly. You got to replenish those fluids.
definitely. And speaking of, variations, we were talking about how the type of water
Yeah.
might also make a difference.
That was pretty fascinating.
Right. The research suggesting that mineral-rich water could be beneficial
Yeah.
for cholesterol.
It makes you think maybe it's time to, ditch the soda and invest in a good water filter.
Right. Or look into like those mineral-rich water options.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And water doesn't have to be boring,
Yeah.
right? Like
Mhm.
you can add, lemon, cucumber,
Oh, yeah, I love cucumber water.
berries,
Yeah.
herbal teas, infused water.
There's so many options.
There are. There are. It's all about finding what works for you
Exactly.
and making it like a sustainable habit.
For sure. And, it's about being proactive, too.
Yeah. Okay.
We can't just wait till we're, like, super thirsty to
Right.
drink water.
Yeah. Thirst is a late sign of dehydration.
It is. By the time you feel thirsty, your body is already, it's already needing water.
So we need to like pay attention to those subtle cues.
Yeah, like a dry mouth, maybe you're feeling fatigued,
Right, right.
even a mild headache.
Those are all signs that you might need to, drink some water.
Exactly. And I get it. Life gets busy.
Yeah.
We forget to drink.
Certainly.
But the more we prioritize it,
Mm-hmm.
the more it just becomes like second nature.
It's a habit, like
Oh.
anything else.
Totally. And, knowing that proper hydration could potentially impact our cholesterol.
Right.
It's a pretty good reason to make water our drink of choice.
Absolutely. It's all about connecting the dots, right,
Yeah.
between our actions and our health.
Exactly.
And sometimes those connections, they're more surprising
They are.
than we might expect. Like this whole dehydration and cholesterol link.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
It is. It really makes you realize, like, how complex our bodies are.
Yeah.
And how, even small changes can have these big effects.
It's all connected.
Exactly. But hydration, it's just one piece of the puzzle,
Right.
right? There are other factors like diet and exercise that also play a role in cholesterol levels.
Absolutely. And you know what? Let's talk about those in part 3.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so we've covered hydration, but what about the other big players when it comes to cholesterol?
Right. So diet and exercise, they're huge.
Yeah, those are the classic.
Yeah, they really are. They play a crucial role in managing cholesterol.
For sure. So let's break it down. Like diet-wise, what are some things people can do?
Okay, well, first and foremost, load up on those fruits and veggies.
Yeah, always good advice.
And whole grains, those are your fiber powerhouses.
Okay.
And fiber, that can actually help lower LDL cholesterol.
Okay, so fiber's our friend.
Definitely. And then there's, the whole fat thing.
Yeah, that's where it gets tricky.
Right, because it's like there's good fat, there's bad fat.
Yeah, it's confusing.
It is. So healthy fats, like the ones you find in avocados, nuts, olive oil,
Okay.
those can actually improve your cholesterol.
Really?
Yeah, they boost HDL, the good cholesterol.
So it's not about like cutting out fat completely.
yeah, no.
It's about choosing the right fats.
Exactly. Now, let's move on to exercise.
Okay.
Regular physical activity, that's another, powerful tool.
Yeah, got to get moving.
You got to get moving. It helps increase HDL and lower LDL.
So
Win-win. So what kind of exercise? Anything that gets your heart rate up, really.
okay, so like what?
Brisk walking, dancing, swimming, cycling. Find something you enjoy
Right.
and aim for at least 30 minutes most days of the week.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be like crazy intense workouts.
Yeah, not at all.
Just get moving.
Yeah, exactly. Just move your body.
Yeah.
All right, so we've talked about like the good stuff.
Yeah.
What about the not so good stuff?
About a guy
The bad guys, the things we want to limit.
Okay.
So trans fats, those are like public enemy number 1.
Oh, yeah, those are the worst.
Yeah, processed foods, fried foods, baked goods.
They're sneaky.
They are. They raise LDL and lower HDL.
So it's a double whammy.
A double whammy. So
Yeah.
read those food labels.
Yeah, got to be aware.
Yeah, know what you're putting in your body. Another thing to watch out for, saturated fat.
Okay, so like fatty meats, full fat dairy.
Yeah. And some tropical oils.
Okay,
Not as bad as trans fats, but still, moderation is key.
gotcha. And we can't forget about sugar.
Oh, right, sugar. Excess sugar, that can lead to a whole bunch of problems.
Yeah, I know it's bad, but it's so good.
It is good, but, too much of a good thing.
Yeah, it's all about balance.
It is. So limiting sugary drinks, processed snacks, desserts.
That's the hard part.
It is. But so important for, healthy cholesterol.
Okay, so to recap, we've got hydration,
Right.
a healthy diet, plenty of fruits, veggies, whole grains,
Healthy fats.
healthy fats, regular exercise, and limiting those trans fats, saturated fats, and sugar.
That's it.
That's it. That's our cholesterol action plan.
And, it's not about being perfect.
Right.
It's about making those gradual changes.
Yeah, sustainable changes.
Sustainable changes that you can stick with.
Yeah, I like that. And being proactive.
Right. Yes, absolutely. Do your research, ask questions, talk to your doctor.
Work with your healthcare provider.
Yeah, and create a plan that works for you.
That's tailored to your needs.
Exactly. Take ownership of your health.
And it's interesting. We talked about how, like, Big Pharma might not be funding a ton of research on water.
Right.
But that doesn't mean we should just, like, dismiss it.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Sometimes those simple solutions, they're the most powerful.
They really are. So drink up, stay informed, take charge of your health.
That's it.
And, if this has sparked your curiosity,
Yeah.
we encourage you to, keep exploring, do your own research.
There's so much out there.
There is. There's a lot of information out there. And who knows, you might uncover even more surprising connections.
You're right. You never know.
Exactly. Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's been a pleasure. And we'll see you next time for another fascinating exploration into the world of health and wellness.